How to save money as a student. College life is exciting. New friends, new experiences, and for a lot of people, the first taste of independence. But here's the thing. Independence comes with a price tag. Tuition, housing, food, books, social life, it all adds up quickly. And if you're like most students, you probably feel like your money disappears faster than you can earn it. But here's the good news. You don't need to be stressed about money. In fact, with a few smart moves, you can save money as a student, live well, and even set yourself up for financial success later in life. So in this video, I'm breaking down practical step-by-step ways to save money as a student. These aren't boring tips you'll forget tomorrow. They're simple changes you can start today, and they'll make a big difference. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Always do your own research or consult a licensed professional before making financial decisions. Why saving matters as a student. Let's start with this. Why even bother saving as a student? You're probably thinking, I don't make that much money anyway. I'll just save when I graduate and have a real job. But here's the truth. Saving isn't about the amount. It's about the habit. When you learn to manage your money now, even if it's just a little, you're building a skill that will stick with you forever. Think of it like working out. Lifting 5-pound weights won't make you a bodybuilder, but it builds the discipline and muscle memory that lets you lift heavier later. Same with money. Start small now, and you'll be ready for bigger things in the future. Budgeting basics for students. Now, the foundation of saving money is simple. You need a budget. And don't roll your eyes. A budget isn't a prison. It's a map. It shows you where your money is going, and it lets you decide where you actually want it to go. Here's an easy 3-step student budget. Step 1. Track your spending for a week. Write down everything. Coffee, snacks, late-night Uber rides, subscriptions you forgot about. You'll be shocked at where your money goes. Step 2. Separate needs from wants. Needs are things like rent, tuition, groceries, textbooks. Wants are things like takeout, streaming services, or a brand new hoodie you don't really need. Step 3. Set limits. Once you see the numbers, decide how much you can actually spend on wants without hurting your budget. Stick to that limit, and if you go over 1 week, adjust the next. And by the way, there are tons of free apps that make this super easy. Mint, YNAB, or even just a Google Sheet. Cutting costs on the big stuff. Okay, now let's talk about the big expenses, because this is where you can save the most. Textbooks? Don't ever buy them brand new unless you absolutely have to. Rent them, buy used, or check your library first. Some schools even have free PDF versions. Housing? If you have the option, living off campus with roommates is usually cheaper than dorms. And if you're already in a dorm, find ways to cut costs by sharing supplies with your roommates. Food? Eating out is the fastest way to drain your bank account. Cooking at home or meal prepping just a few times a week can save you hundreds of dollars a month. And honestly, it's usually healthier too. Transportation? Use your student discount for buses or trains. If you're in a bike-friendly area, biking saves money and keeps you fit. And if you have to drive, carpool and split gas with friends. The rule here is simple. Cut costs on the big stuff. And you won't need to stress about the little stuff. Student discounts are everywhere. One of the best parts of being a student is the discounts, and most people forget to use them. Companies love students because they want to turn you into lifelong customers, so they'll give you insane deals. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, Adobe Creative Cloud, Microsoft Office, even clothing stores, restaurants, and gyms all have student discounts. Movie theaters, museums, public transit, cheaper with a student ID. Make it a habit to always ask, do you have a student discount? You'll be surprised how often the answer is yes, and those little savings add up fast. Smart habits that save every day. Now let's move into daily habits that make a difference. Instead of buying coffee every morning, invest in a coffee maker. That alone could save you $100 a month. Cancel subscriptions you're not using. Or, better yet, share accounts with roommates. You don't all need separate Netflix or Spotify plans. Bring snacks with you. That stops you from buying overpriced food on campus when you get hungry. And here's a big one. Use cashback apps or loyalty programs. They won't make you rich, but they give you money back on purchases you were already going to make. Saving money is often about avoiding impulse decisions. The more intentional you are, the more you'll keep in your pocket. Side hustles and part-time jobs. Of course, sometimes the best way to save more is to earn more. As a student, you have tons of opportunities for flexible side hustles. If you're good at a subject, tutoring can pay really well. Freelancing online, writing, design, coding, even simple jobs like data entry can be done from your laptop. Babysitting, pet sitting, or delivering food are quick ways to make extra money. And don't forget campus jobs. Many universities offer work-study programs or on-campus jobs that fit perfectly around your class schedule. The best part? Some side hustles can grow into long-term businesses even after you graduate. Build an emergency fund. Now let's talk about emergencies, because no matter how careful you are, life happens. Your laptop might die right before finals. You might need last-minute travel, or you could get hit with a surprise medical bill. That's why you need an emergency fund. And no, it doesn't need to be huge. Even $500 to $1,000 can cover most emergencies students face. The key is to keep it separate from your regular spending money. That way, you're not tempted to use it unless it's really needed. Avoiding debt traps. This one's important. Avoid falling into debt traps. Credit cards are helpful for building credit, but only if you pay them off in full every month. The moment you start carrying a balance, those interest charges pile up and you'll be paying way more than you ever spent. Student loans are another trap. Only borrow what you absolutely need. It might be tempting to take the maximum loan offered and spend the extra cash, but remember, you'll be paying that back with interest later. The less debt you graduate with, the better. The student money mindset. At the end of the day, saving money as a student is less about the exact dollars and more about the mindset. It's about living below your means, prioritizing what matters, and learning to plan ahead. Right now, you're building habits. Every time you choose to cook instead of ordering out, every time you ask for a student discount, every time you put $20 into savings instead of spending it, you're shaping the way you'll handle money for the rest of your life. And here's the truth. Those small wins stack up. Today, it's $20. In a few years, it could be $2,000 or $20,000. So if you're wondering how to save money as a student, here's the bottom line. Start small, be consistent, and focus on the habits that make the biggest difference. You don't need to give up fun or live like a monk. You just need to be intentional with your money. Your future self will thank you. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and check out the other videos on my channel for more smart money tips. And tell me in the comments, what's one money-saving trick that works for you as a student?